Hey, thanks for joining. Really glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about AI, but probably not the way you've heard it before. We're going to cover two things. First, how more and more homeowners are starting to use AI to decide which contractor they hire. And second, how you can use AI inside your business to improve response time, follow up, and overall performance. Some of you might be new to this, others might already be using it. So we'll walk through a few different levels so you can see where you are and what to do next. Now, most people think about AI as a tool, something you use to write content or help with tasks. And that's true, but what's changing right now is bigger than that. Homeowners are starting to use AI to make decisions about which contractor to hire. Instead of going to Google and clicking through different websites, they're asking things like, who's the best waterproofing company near me? And they're getting one answer, maybe two or three. And here's the key, they trust it because there's intelligence behind it. AI is basically summarizing the internet and giving them a clear answer. So imagine this for a second. Someone in your area has water in their basement, they're frustrated and ready to hire. And instead of comparing five companies, they ask AI, and your company either shows up or it doesn't. That's the shift. And it's already starting to affect who gets the job and who doesn't. Now, this is important to understand. This isn't something that's coming in the next few years. This is already happening. There are companies right now getting more visibility, more leads, and responding faster because they've already started adapting. And this isn't just about getting ahead, it's also about what you might already be missing without even realizing it. Calls that go unanswered, forms that don't get a response, opportunities that go to the next company. So it's not really a question of, should you learn this? It's more like, how fast can you start implementing it? Quick ask before we keep going. I know you're busy running your business and there's always something going on, but if you can, put your phone down for a few minutes, turn off notifications, and really focus on this. Because this is one of those things that can actually make a real difference in your business, and I'm confident you'll walk away with something useful. Before we go further, just real quick, at Rainmaker for Contractors, we work specifically with basement waterproofing and foundation repair companies to help them grow. I've been involved in this industry for about 15 years, including time with the Basement Health Association. We're also an award-winning Google partner, and I've written a couple of books on digital marketing, including one specifically for basement waterproofing and foundation repair contractors. But more importantly, everything I'm sharing with you today comes from what we're actually seeing in the field, working with companies like yours every single day. Let's talk about what's actually changing. With Google, you get a list, 10 results, maybe more. People compare, click, evaluate. But with AI, you don't get 10 options. You get one, maybe two or three. That's a completely different game. AI doesn't give exposure, it gives answers. And because of that, this is not about being found anymore. It's about being chosen. You're either in that answer or you're not even part of the conversation. AI is not guessing. It's summarizing what already exists online. Your website, your reviews, your content, your consistency. Think of it like this. AI is reading the internet and making a decision. It's not helping people browse, it's helping them decide. So if your business is not clearly positioned or your message is generic, you probably don't show up. Not because you're not good, but because the system doesn't have enough clarity to recommend you. Here's what we typically see. Most contractors have pieces in place, but they're not connected. Website, reviews, ads, but from the outside, it looks like every other company. And when AI sees that, it defaults to someone else, someone clearer, someone more structured, even if they're not better. Let me give you a real example. Someone finds your company at 8:30 at night. They've got water in the basement. Maybe it just happened. Maybe it's been building up, but now it's urgent. They go online, they search, they land on your website, and they call. No answer. So they fill out a form. Now here's what most companies think happens next. They'll wait until tomorrow. But that's not what actually happens. What actually happens is They go back and they call the next company and the next one until someone answers. And whoever answers first controls the conversation and usually wins the job. We've seen this over and over. In a lot of cases, the difference between getting the job and losing it is not price, it's not reputation, it's not even experience, it's just who responded first. And the problem is, most companies don't track this. You don't see the missed calls at night. You don't see the forms that never got followed up on. You don't see the jobs that went to someone else, but they're happening every single day. And when you zoom out over a month or a year, that's not a small leak. That's a significant amount of lost revenue. Now, once you understand how important it is to show up, the next question is, what actually makes that happen? Why does one company get recommended and another one doesn't? And this is where most people get it wrong. They think it's just marketing, but it's not. Because visibility is only one part of the equation. Let's say AI recommends your company. That's step one. But what happens next? Do you answer the call? Do you follow up fast? Do you actually book the appointment? Does your team handle it the right way? Because if any of those break, you still lose the lead. So what AI is doing right now is it's exposing how your business actually runs, not just how it looks online. That's why this connects directly to your response time, your follow-up, your sales process, and your internal systems. Because those are the things that determine, do you just get seen or do you actually win? The companies getting results with AI right now, they're not the ones using the fanciest tools. They're not the most techy. They're just more organized, faster, and more consistent. They're using AI to respond to leads within minutes, not hours, follow up multiple times without dropping the ball, help their team say the right things on calls, create content without waiting weeks, and build systems that actually run without the owner being involved in everything. And that's where the real advantage comes from. Because in this industry, like most companies are still operating reactively, manually, and inconsistently. So when one company becomes faster, clearer, and more structured, it doesn't take a lot for them to start pulling ahead, and the gap widens quickly. Most companies are losing money in very predictable places. And what's interesting is, it's usually not where they think. They think, I need more leads. But when you actually look at it, a lot of the loss is happening after the lead comes in. Things like slow response time, inconsistent follow-up, leads that never get called back, sales conversations that aren't structured, and team members handling things differently every time. And when those things are happening, even if you're generating leads, you're leaking revenue. Now here's where AI becomes powerful. It doesn't just help you get more leads, it helps you fix the leaks. It helps you respond faster, standardize follow-up, improve how calls are handled, and bring consistency to your team. So instead of just pouring more leads into the system, you're actually improving what happens to the leads you already have. Now, there are different levels to using AI. And this is important because a lot of people feel overwhelmed. They think, I have to do everything. You don't. Think of it in levels. Level 1, basic usage. Level 2, improving team performance. Level 3, AI built into your tools. Level 4, more advanced automation. Most companies should focus on levels 1 through 3 because that's where the real impact is. And the goal here is not to become an AI expert. The goal is simple: run a better business. This is where most people start, using AI for writing, summarizing, organizing. And it might not sound like a big deal, but it is. Because most businesses don't struggle from lack of effort. They struggle from lack of clarity. Unclear messaging, unclear processes, unclear expectations. And when things are unclear, execution slows down. AI helps remove that friction. It helps you write things faster, organize ideas, and create clearer instructions. And that clarity alone can improve how your business runs day to day. Now AI starts helping your team, and this is where things get interesting. because now it's not just about you, it's about everyone inside your business performing better. Meetings become more actionable, training becomes more structured, knowledge doesn't stay in one person's head. And what that creates is consistency. And in this industry, consistency is everything because the companies that grow are not the ones that get it right once. They're the ones that get it right over and over again. And AI helps you move in that direction. Every company has that one person, your best salesperson. They know what to say. They know how to handle objections. They know how to close. But all of that knowledge lives in their head. And that's a problem because it doesn't scale. AI helps you capture that. You can take real conversations, real calls, and turn that into scripts, training, and repeatable processes. So now your whole team starts performing at a higher level, not just one person. Let's talk about meetings for a second. Most meetings in most companies don't really go anywhere. You talk about things, you agree on things, and then nothing happens. AI helps change that. It helps turn conversations into clear action items, assigned responsibilities, and follow-ups that actually happen. And over time, that builds accountability, which is one of the biggest gaps in most businesses. AI also helps you build internal systems faster. Things like SOPs, checklists, and training guides. Instead of everything being ask the owner or figure it out, your team now has structure. They know what to do, how to do it, and what good looks like. And that reduces mistakes, improves speed, and makes your business less dependent on you. Now we get into level 3. And this is where a lot of companies are already using AI without realizing it. It's inside your CRM, your call tracking, and your marketing platforms. Things like automatic responses, call summaries, lead scoring, and follow-up reminders. The opportunity here is not just to have it, it's to actually use it intentionally. Because most companies have access to these tools, but they're only using a small percentage of what's possible. This is one of the most powerful areas. AI can now review sales calls and show you what's working, what's missing, and where reps struggle. So instead of guessing, you actually have data. You can see patterns. You can identify where deals are being lost, what objections aren't being handled, and what top performers are doing differently. And then you can coach based on that. That's a huge shift because most companies don't really know why they win or lose deals. Now, this isn't theoretical. There are waterproofing companies already using tools like Rela, Zero, or Craft to record in-home appointments, review conversations, and improve how their sales reps perform. I personally even use something like Otter.ai in everyday situations, just to go back and understand conversations better. Same concept. But applied to your business, this gives you visibility you've probably never had before. Same thing on the marketing side. AI helps you analyze data faster. So instead of guessing or waiting weeks to figure things out, you can see what's working, what's not, and where to adjust and make better decisions faster. And in today's environment, speed matters because the companies that adjust faster improve faster. Speed used to be a nice to have. Now it directly affects whether you win or lose. We've seen situations where two companies are very similar. Same service, similar pricing, good reputation. But one responds in 5 minutes and the other responds the next day. The faster one wins. Not because they're better, but because they were there first. And as AI continues to shape behavior, that expectation of speed is only going to increase. So when you combine this, better visibility, better systems, and faster execution, that's what creates growth. And when you put those together, that's what separates average companies from the ones that grow. Most contractors are not doing this yet, so there's still time, but that window won't stay open forever. So now the question is, do you want to be ahead of this or catching up later? Visible or invisible? You don't need to do everything, but you do need to start. Pick one area this week, and implement it. At Rainmaker, we don't just help you market your business, we focus on making sure your business shows up, gets chosen, and actually captures the lead. That includes your visibility, your systems, and how your business performs overall. If you want help with that, we can take a look at what you're doing, identify opportunities, and give you a clear direction. It's a free session. Thanks again for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. The main takeaway here is simple. This shift is already happening. Customers are changing how they search, how they decide, and who they trust. And the companies that adapt to that are going to have a real advantage. The ones that don't are going to feel it over time. So you don't need to do everything at once, but you do need to start. Even if it's just one area this week, improving response time, tightening follow-up, or getting more consistent with your content. Because moving forward, you're either part of the answer or you're not in the conversation at all. Thank you, everyone.